Hey guys, just Jake here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Fenix TK41C. Check out the field test and then I'll see you later. Okay, and we're back. So before going on with the review, let me show you what is included with this flashlight. Okay, so starting from left to right, we have the official box of the TK41C. So normal rectangular box with ANSI FL1 specs in the back. Inside you have your plastic retainer where your flashlight is going to be kept. We have a warranty card, little mini catalog from Fenix that shows you other products that they have in store. This is really cool. A lot of other flashlight brands should be doing this. We have the instruction manual of the TK41C right here, and then the spare O-ring for your flashlight. And now we get to these two items right here. So the lanyard. This is not an official logo marked lanyard from Fenix. I have no idea why they send you this. I got this in my with my order of the Fenix TK41C. So we're going to be going through this later on in the review. I'll show you what it looks like and the problems about it and whatnot. And then we get to the holster. Well, let me talk about this later on in the review because I've got quite a few things to say about this. Okay, so let me get this out of the way real quick. So here's the flashlight. Here's what it looks like with the lanyard that Fenix sends you. So the lanyard is quite long. The reason why they did this is that you have to do a double loop over your wrist so that you can carry it like this. Then you have this part right here of paracord, which is still useful. I mean, you could still dismount this and use it in case that you need it. It's not 550 paracord. It's much softer. You know, it's not very resistant or waterproof. And the only problem that I have with this is that there is no official brand of Fenix. So that's the only problem I have with this lanyard. Other than that, it's quite comfortable. It will resist if the flashlight falls, you know, from your wrist. It's not going to tear easily. And the design that they made under the tail cap lets you put the flashlight still in tail stand while you have the lanyard on. Other flashlights have a problem with that because the lanyard passes under and makes the tail cap unstable. Alright, so let's talk about some body features of this flashlight. So starting from the head, we find an aluminum bezel ring protecting the core components of your flashlight. Ultra clear, toughened glass lens with an anti-reflective coating. Smooth reflector. And right there inside we have our 3 LEDs. So the 2 on the sides are responsible for color modes. So the one on the right is your red LED and the one on the left is the blue one. Both of them on the sides are Philips Luxian Z LED emitters. So responsible for the 20 lumen red mode and the 35 lumen blue mode. While the LED in the middle is the Cree XML U2 responsible for those 1000 lumens. The body of the flashlight has a hard anodized Type 3 military grade anti-abrasive finish, 2 side switches, and an interior battery carrier that carries 8 AA batteries. Okay, so before talking about output and runtime, let me show you real quick the ANSI FL1 spec chart. So as you've seen, this guy has 9 total light modes. So they're divided between the white LED and the blue and red LED, okay? So with our white mode, we have that to turn on. Low mode, 15 lumens, it's gonna last you 240 hours. Bump that up to 100 lumens, 39 hours and 45 minutes. Bump that up again, 350 lumens. This is gonna last you around 10 hours. Bump that up again. Turbo mode, this is 1000 lumens, it's gonna last you for around 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now we go to our red mode, which is 25 lumens. This is gonna last you for around 9 hours and 30 minutes. Blue mode, 30 lumens, 5 hours and 30 minutes of runtime. Then we have our red flash mode. This is gonna last you as long as your batteries can actually resist. It doesn't really occupy or drain a lot of your battery energy. Press that again and we have our red-blue flash mode, which is also very similar to the police sirens. This is very useful for scaring off intruders from your property. Alright, so let's talk about the user interface. For those who are new to Fenix, the concept could be a little bit tricky, might get some getting used to, but it's quite simple. So Fenix doesn't have your normal one click and the light is on. Fenix has the concept that you have to hold down the button for 0.5 seconds and the light turns on, okay? So this matters for both of the LEDs. And the same thing for turning it off, okay? So if you want to turn it on, you hold it for 0.5 seconds. If you want to turn it off, you hold it for 0.5 seconds. So we have 2 switches. 2 side switches. We have a color, okay? This switch controls red, blue, the signal red and the red and blue flash. Then the right side switch controls the white LED, and this controls your 4 general modes and your strobe mode. Strobe mode can be activated even when the flashlight is off. The only way to activate it is by holding down the right side switch for around 1.5-2 seconds. So at first the flashlight is going to turn on, and then it's going to turn off and immediately turn back on to strobe mode, okay? So it does it very quickly. The only problem is that it probably takes around 1.5 seconds. It's still easy to get to, so the important thing is that you can still access strobe mode when the flashlight is off. Also, when the flashlight is on, to activate it, all you have to do is hold down and then you enter strobe mode right away. Now you can access this also from your red or blue mode. So just still hold down and it goes into strobe mode. So user interface is simple. One other thing to keep in mind is that with this user interface, you really can't jump through your modes too quick. So as you see, when I'm pressing fast, it's not going to change mode immediately. I have to give it, a couple of, you know, maybe a 0.2, 0.3 seconds, just a moderate type of clicking. I really can't go too fast and scroll through the modes that quickly. There's also a lockout mode present on this flashlight. So to lock out the flashlight, we're gonna hold both of the side switches down for around 2 seconds, 3 seconds, wait for a flash. There it is, 2 flashes. And now it's in lockout mode. So every time I'm gonna try to access the flashlight, it's gonna give me 2 blinks telling me, hey, I'm in lockout mode, okay? So whatever you try to do, even if you try to hold down, it's not gonna let you do anything. So to unlock it, you're gonna do the same process, hold down both side switches for around 2-3 seconds. There we go, and it's back on. All right, so now let's go to the pros and cons of this flashlight. Okay, so pro number 1 is definitely the fact of having red and blue LED color emitters incorporated into the flashlight. So you don't have to get an 18650 or CR123A flashlight or buy an expensive filter. You know, it's inside the flashlight and they're very easy to access and also great to use. So both of these color modes help your night vision, okay? So between the two, red is going to be the smoothest. It's going to be the one that I probably am going to use most up close because it helps you concentrate a lot better. It's smoother on the eyes and it doesn't give away your position. It's less visible compared to blue and to white. Okay, so if you're traveling, if you're walking around with a white color flashlight, you're going to catch a lot of attention. Someone could see you, you could give away your position. With a red color LED, you have more of a chance that you're not going to give away your position. So the blue LED, on the other hand, will give you a better concept of distance compared to your red color. Red is more for up close, while blue is more of a medium distance. It'll help you understand better what is in the distance a lot more, at the same time keeping your night vision, not giving away your position too much compared to that white color LED. Then with the fact that, you know, it combines in the red flashing mode, which is not your SOS mode but still good emergency mode, and this is probably one of my favorite features, this police type of siren, red and blue. So I really like this feature because having a large property, you know, it could happen that there could be intruders, there could be thieves, you know, even in distance, if something was to happen to my neighbors. If you go outside with a flashlight that does this type of colors, you could scare off, you know, a potential thief or maybe intruder or whatever. So I really like the fact that they put the red and blue flash together on this light. Okay, so pro number 2 would be the distance that this flashlight can do. So as you've seen in the field test, it's a lot better in person, you know, when you see it for yourself. The combination of the smooth reflector and the Cree XML U2 in this particular flashlight did a great job, because having a larger head combined with the smooth reflector, you're going to get a larger throw, bigger distance. So that is really cool to have on this flashlight. Do keep in mind, as I said, this is more of a thrower than a floodlight, so it does offer pretty good spill. You know, I can see what's going on my sides, but this is much more dedicated for reaching far distances. Pro number 3, last but not least, is the size. So compared to the old TK41, this is a lot smaller, much more compact. Has a sleeker design, more type of a modern type of design. And here's my Maglite 2D. Okay, so as you can see, the TK41 is almost there, but still quite not yet. At the same time, we have 2D batteries and 8 AA batteries. So they did a good job on maintaining that compact, modern type of design, and that's pro number 3. Okay, so now let's talk about the cons. Con number 1 of this flashlight, I find it in the light modes. So let's start off turning on the flashlight, all right? So we have our lowest mode, 15 lumens, bump that up 100, bump it up again, 350, and then we enter into turbo. Okay, so I really don't like 4 modes. I don't think that it's enough in a flashlight that has the capabilities of reaching 1000 lumens. From that 350 to the 1000 lumens, I believe that there's a certain gap that could be filled with 5 light modes. So maybe from that 350, probably add another 300 lumens. So go from 350 to maybe 650 and then 1000 lumens. Because sometimes when that 350 is not enough, I'm gonna bump it up and I'm gonna get 1000 lumens. But obviously sometimes that's a little bit too much, and I might end up draining my batteries faster than what I actually need the light mode for. So I do prefer having 5 light modes rather than 4, because also that 100 to 350, it really isn't a big jump. It's still useful, but in 4 modes, that's kind of what the problem is. So 5 modes is probably the best way to go, in my opinion, and that's what I find as con number 1. Okay, so con number 2 is the lanyard. The reason why Fenix sends this particular lanyard with each and every one of their flashlights of the TK41C series, I have no idea why, because it's not officially marked with the Fenix brand, their logo on it. It's just a very, very soft, not even paracord, it's more of a little tiny cord, just normal cord. It's not weather resistant, it's not tear resistant, it's not 550 paracord. It's actually cheap. It's very cheap. It will do the job. It will still hold your flashlight, support the weight, stay snug on your wrist, but after some time it could irritate your skin. Okay, so it's just a cheap quality and there's no logo on it. It's as if Fenix has not even attempted to give me a lanyard. So not me in particular, but the buyer. So this is con number 2. Con number 3 is this holster, which is the ugliest and just most useless holster I have ever seen that can be used for a flashlight. Okay, this is probably the biggest con of all. I usually don't do hate reviews, but this one, I have no idea what they were smoking or what they were doing in that lab when they were thinking of this holster, because this is just piece of shit. So I can understand the concept, I can understand the idea where they wanted to arrive, but the problem is, where is the protection for the head of my flashlight? It makes no sense. So let me explain also why. First off, a holster has 2 objectives, okay? To keep secure your flashlight to your body and to protect your flashlight. But in particular, the most fragile part, which is the head. Why is that? Because you have your LED, you have a glass lens, you have core components inside, you have circuitry, everything is located, the most important parts, in the head of the flashlight. By making a holster that does not protect the head of the flashlight, I mean, it makes no sense at all. But besides that, let me show you real quick this holster and what's wrong with it. So first off, we have a hook and loop, which is already a little bit hard, to fit through this hole, okay? All right, now with that said, putting in the flashlight is not easy at all, as there is a soft pouch in the bottom, okay? So what is the problem with the soft pouch? The problem with the soft pouch is that it is not rigid. It has no form, no support, okay? So when you're putting in your flashlight and you're putting in it, you want to do it quick, you're not going to reach it. You have to do it very slowly. You have to make sure the tail cap is inserted, slide it in, and now it's in. Then you can secure the flashlight. Now, with that done, the head of your flashlight is still exposed, which is not good. The back of the flashlight support is crooked. This is going to be riding into your hip, into your waist. It's just not good, okay? This is a good representation of a good holster. A holster that protects the head of your flashlight with very thick padding, okay? This is the holster of the Nitecore EA81. If you want to check out the review on this, this is also an 8AA flashlight. But comparing the two holsters, this is a pass. This is negative, not a pass. I mean, what was the idea behind this? You know, what were they smoking? I have no idea, but they did not arrive to the point where the idea was to protect the flashlight. So kind of disappointed, especially for the money that I paid for this flashlight. Still, it doesn't interfere with its performance or its functionality in any way. It's just disappointing to see that a flashlight company makes a holster that does not protect the most sensitive part of its own flashlight. I have no idea what they were doing.